Entrepreneurship is management, and yes, imagine a manager who is tasked with pushing a project in the context of an established country. Imagine that she's going back to her company's chief financial officer, urging user and says, "We have failed to beat the growth target we predicted. In fact, we have almost no new customers and no new revenue. However, we have learned an incredible amount on the cusp of a breakthrough new line of business. All we need is another year." Most of the time, this will be the last report intrapreneur would give her employees. The reason is that in general management, a failure to deliver results is due to either a failure to plan adequately or a failure to execute properly. Both are significant lapses, yet new product development in our modern economy routinely requires exactly this kind of failure on the way to greatness. In the lean startup movement, we have come to realize that these internal innovators are actually entrepreneurs too, and that entrepreneurial management can help them succeed. This is the subject of the next chapter. Define what exactly is an entrepreneur. I travel the world talking about the lean startup. I am consistently surprised that I meet people in the audience who seem out of place. In addition to the more traditional startup entrepreneurs I meet, these people are generally managers, not working in very large companies, who are tasked with creating new ventures or product innovations. Then I forgot that I had to attend to my patient. I forgot, but that's been settled. They are adept at organizational politics. They know how to form autonomous divisions with separate profit and loss statements and can shield controversial themes from corporate meddling. The biggest surprise is that they are visionaries. Like the startup founders I have worked with for years, they can see the future of their industry and are prepared to take bold risks to seek out new and innovative solutions to the problems their company face. I don't know, don't ask me that. Mark, for example, is a manager for an extremely large company who came to one of my lectures. He's the leader of a division that recently has been chartered to bring his company into the 21st century.
Verso, give me one mind. She can carry person. Give me one. I need something wey go keep me busy when I go there and speak with you. Sometimes I dey read like this, or they see that I'm watching movie. I feel like, oh, let me get support.
But the book no be movie book.
Like, I know, you just, like...
Imagination. But only this one I carry come. Book. What price of 1 liter petrol? I'm not sure. I'm not current with that because I don't drive, so I don't know how much is petrol. But let me continue what I was reading. He is the leader of a division that recently had been chartered to bring his company into the 21st century by building a new suite of products designed to take advantage of the internet. When he came to talk to me afterward, I started to give him the standard advice about how to create innovation teams inside big companies. And and he stopped me in midstream. Yeah, I've read The Innovator's Dilemma. I've gotten that all taken care of. He was a long-term employee of the company and a successful manager to boot. So managing internal politics was the least of his problem. I should have known. His success was a statement to his ability to navigate companies' corporate policies, personnel, and processes to get things done. Next, I tried to give him some advice about the future, about cool, new, highly leveraged products, development technology. He interrupted me again. Right, I know all about the internet, and I have a vision for how our company needs to adapt to it or die. Mark has all the entrepreneurial prerequisites nailed: proper team structure, good personnel, a strong vision for the future, and an appetite for risk taking. And so it finally occurred to me to ask him why he was coming to me for advice. He said, it's as if we have all the raw materials: kindling, wood, paper, flint, even some spark, but where is the fire? The theories of management that Mark had studied treats innovation like a black box. By focusing on the structure companies need to put in place to form internal startup teams. But Mark found himself working outside or inside the black box and in need of guidance. What Mark was missing was a process of converting the raw materials of innovation into real world breakthrough success. Once a team is set up, what should it do? What process should it use? How should it be held accountable to perform milestones? These are the questions the Lean Startup methodology is designed to answer. My point, Mark is an entrepreneur, just like a Silicon Valley high-tech founder with a garage startup. He needs the principle of the lean startup just as much as folks I thought of as classic entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs who operate inside an established organization sometimes are called entrepreneurs because of the special circumstances that attend leading a startup within a large company. As I have applied lean startup ideas in an ever-widening variety of companies and industries, I have come to believe that entrepreneurs have much more in common with the rest of the community of entrepreneurs than most people believe. Because when I use the term entrepreneur, I'm referring to the whole startup ecosystem, regardless of company size, sector, or stage of development. The book, this book is for entrepreneurs of all stripes, from young visionaries with little background with great ideas to seasoned visionaries within large companies such as Mark and the people who hold them accountable. If you're an entrepreneur, what's a startup? The Lean Startup is a set of practice. I'm so hungry. What did you say? Well, I have to write this thing.
In the month, I've known this place for 10 a.m., but time has gone. So the two questions we have is 6 p.m.
To be 6 p.m. To be 6 p.m. When they came in, time don't pass now. The Lean Startup is a set of practice for helping entrepreneurs increase their own community. Building a successful startup. To set the record straight, it is important to define what a startup is. What is a startup? A startup is a human institution designed to create a new product or services. Designed to create a new product or service under condition of extreme uncertainty. You are not sure. A startup is a human institution designed to create a new product or services under extreme uncertain conditions. I've come to realize that the most important part of this definition is what it means. It says nothing about the size of the company, the industry, or the sector of the economy. Anyone who is creating Ezra Basim, are you studying? No, really. I'm just reading. Anyone who is creating a new product or business under conditions of extreme uncertainty is an entrepreneur, whether he or she knows it or not, whether working in a government agency, a venture-backed company, a non-profit, or a decidedly for-profit company with financial investors. Let's take a look at each of the pieces. I'm reading a book, not studying. The word institution connotes bureaucracy, process, even liturgy. How can that be part of a startup? Yet successful startups are full of activity associated with building an institution, hiring creative employees, coordinating their activity, and creating a company culture that delivers results. We often lose sight of the fact that a startup is not just about a product, a technological breakthrough, or even a brilliant idea. A startup is greater than the sum of its parts. It's an acutely human enterprise. The fact that a startup's product or service is a new innovation is also an essential part of the definition and a tricky part too. I prefer to use the preferred definition of product, one that encompasses any source of value for the people who become customers. Anything those customers experience from their interaction with a company should be considered part of the company's product. This is true of a grocery store, an e-commerce website, a consulting service, and a non-profit social service agency. In every case, the organization is dedicated to uncovering a new source of value for customers and cares about the impact of its products on those customers. It is also important that the word innovation be understood broadly. Ogwa iPhone kini. Ogwa iPhone kini. You get the charger home. So if they return, we charge at home.
I'll keep this one because I need cord that will charge fast. This is my cord to charge this.
And my cord also not charge fast. Oh, not charge. Gabu choma my cord. Why you not use them? Yeah. Come here again.
my mom said, like, you can't come out of the world, which outside, now my mom take them, like, I'm not making some. I was supposed to be some, and I'm making somehow, like, making this thing, which will jump.
I won't check whether I go see her number. You know her this thing. This thing also. Okay. So this woman today.